Okay, we are at Live Oak Farms in, is this Woodruff, South Carolina?
Yes.
And we are here with
Allison Sham.
Hey Allison, thanks so much for showing us around your farm today. Now you are a local farmer, you have a great farm, and we're looking at the, what are we looking at here?
We're looking at, these are our sheep. These are the St. Croix hair sheep.
Yeah.
And they, obviously hair sheep implies they're not wool producers, so these guys, we don't have to shear them, which is nice. One less thing for Chuck to have to do.
Chuck, your husband?
Yes, Chuck, my husband, the farmer, who is camera shy. So.
Ah. So he put the photogenic one on
Yes.
camera.
So these are St. Croix hair sheep, and like I said, they're not wool producers, so that was to us, that was a benefit, a plus. Also, they're highly resistant to the barber pole worm, Humongous contortus, and so parasites are difficult with goats and sheep, especially here in the south with the humidity level. That's definitely a benefit. The St. Croix are also known for their mild tasting in meat. Lamb sometimes can tend to be a bit strong, so if you can find a mild tasting meat, that's always a plus.
Now they can be tough too sometimes.
Yes. We process generally around 12 to 14 months to ensure that it's tender meat.
Right.
Also, a good thing about these guys is that they very frequently will have triplets. So
wow.
we get a really nice return on our breeding here.
Sure, sure. So, now do you get any milk out of them, or are they purely for meat?
Purely for meat. The milk that they have obviously is for the babies.
Yeah.
And then this here actually is our breed stock that we have.
Mm-hmm.
We have separated our breed stock from the ones that we are actually going to be processing. So these guys we keep here, and then the meat, lamb we have up front.
Excellent.
So just try to keep them separated. It's a little bit easier for us to keep up with. We got the San Clemente goats from a farm in New Mexico, and so bringing them here, obviously the change in climate from New Mexico to South Carolina is pretty different. So,
yeah.
It was difficult for them, so we ended up finding a farm up in Minnesota that they also had San Clemente goats, and so it's really just a perfect fit.
So
them.
Goats, those goats were providing milk? Is that what?
Actually, those goats were a herd preservation project.
Oh, wow.
Because there's so few of them left. We're members of the American Livestock Breeds Conservancy.
Right.
And so they make classifications of breeds of animals, whether it's rare or critical. And they were by far the rarest thing we had on the farm.
So they were going extinct.
Yes. At one time, there were less than 200 of these goats left worldwide. So we had, I guess, about 17 at one time, and sold off quite a few of those to a farm up in Minnesota. So we didn't eat those. It was strictly a breeding program.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a lot of farmers like yourself take on those kinds of projects because you care about preserving the wildlife that's out there. That's neat. I don't think many people realize farmers have kind of that mentality. They always think, oh, it's all about producing.
The bottom line,
right.
Yeah, but not that way at all here. A lot of the animals that we have here on the farm are actually rarer breeds of animals.
Wow.
So the St. Croix hair sheep would fall into that category. The Suffolk Punch draft horses would also fall into that category. We're about to go look at those.
Awesome.
Yep. So the two mares here
are
so
you got a horse and carriage.
Brandy and Sophie. And Sophie, our big sweet plump girl here to the left, is expecting. And we've got their two yearlings here. The bees get me mixed up here. Brandy's the mom.
So is that how you tell who they are?
Actually, the B-Bar, that's a whole nother story. We got these horses from B-Bar Ranch in Immigrant, Montana. They are the largest breeder of Suffolk Punch draft horses. And B-Bar Ranch is a 17,000-acre ranch in Montana. So there they have to breed, and they have to brand the horses with that size of a ranch. So that's why these girls have the brand on them. These two were born here, so they don't have the brand. Yeah. So my husband uses the horses here on the farm. This was a dream really that Dad had, and wanted horses to be incorporated here at the farm. So he sought out B-Bar Ranch and arranged for some of the horses to be brought here, and we had to go and get some of the other ones. And
so what do the horses do?
Here, Chuck will hook them up to the trolley. We do a lot of our trolley tours with the horses. So,
is that what these are here?
Yeah, the trolley is over there, actually, the covered awning down the hill from the barn. So the bench seats and everything. So folks, we do daycares, church groups,
sure.
Senior groups, whatever kind of group, we're open.
Yeah, so if somebody wanted to book a tour to the Live Oak Farms in Woodruff, South Carolina, do you have a website or something?
We do. Well, actually, you would call me, 991-9839, and just let me know what the date is that you're interested in, and we just go from there.
And that's in the 864 area code.
It is,
great.
Yes, absolutely. And then Chuck also hooks the horses up to the manure spreader here and utilizes them that way. He plows with them, a lot of different things. So anyway, it's been very interesting.
Hey, look, Christine, it's me. Don't you call me a horse's butt sometimes?
I think all women call their husbands that at one time or another. Yeah.
So that's what I look like to you. Wow.
That is so
You're getting a better view now.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Jimmy.
I forgot to mention, Live Oak Farms were 80 acres, family owned and operated. We're certified naturally grown, so that means we don't use any growth hormones or antibiotics on any of the animals.
Right.
They're just raised on grass and hay. We don't do any grain feeding. The grass that they're grazing on hasn't been treated with anything. We actually use the manure spreader and just fertilize the fields with manure produced on farm. So everything that you're getting at the store where the meat is concerned is meat that everybody can not worry about eating. Feed it to your kids and know that they're not getting any of the crap in it that they might have otherwise.
So why is the grass-fed so much more, I guess, optimal than grain-fed?
There's different schools of thought on that. A lot of people, just the grain nowadays has got so much of the corn in it.
The GMO.
GMO corn. And, I don't know what studies have or haven't been done, but a lot of people just don't feel comfortable eating grain-fed beef or anything. Now there's some out there that, don't care, but
there's a lot that don't care, unfortunately.
And most of the people like that are not really, coming to local farms and sourcing from local farms. So
I think they will be, though, in the coming years. Yes. I think it's changing. Do you see that? Do you sense that there's more customers coming to your store now?
Definitely.
That are looking, since I guess Food Inc. came out and Fresh and all these movies and the Michael Pollan books, people are really interested in finding local farms like yours.
They are. I think a lot of people have been awakened. I think that this economy has unfortunately jolted a lot of people that might not have been jolted otherwise.
Yeah.
They're paying attention to where they're spending their food dollars because food is such a huge industry, and they would rather support the community first rather than supporting those large industrial farms.
Yeah.
So, that's been the trend that we've seen.